Hi everyone, welcome to the College of West Anglia based here at Milton in Cambridge. My name's Tracey. What I'd like to do today is give you a virtual tour of our animal unit. Obviously we're normally open to students and staff, but unfortunately due to the current situation we just have a limited skeletal staff on site looking after the animals that we have across our equine and animal care teams. So what we'd like to do today is give you a tour of our small animal unit. We won't be giving you any additional information today. What we'd like to do is in the next few days and weeks is post some extra videos and photos for you to see, but any questions that you have, please do post them in the comments below. So what we're going to do is start in our paddock area, so I'm just going to flip the camera and hopefully see some animals. So just ahead of me here, this is our paddock area, which is actually behind our animal unit. So the paddock there with the furthest away field shelter is actually a spare field at the moment. We use it so we can do stock rotation. And as you can see coming into the picture there, we have our two beautiful rears. That's Brian and Brittany, Brian being the white one. So we'll just have a little look at them just doing their thing. They're just waiting for their afternoon feed. So what we'll do is just show you a little bit of their paddock, and then we'll follow Brittany down as she heads us out towards our next paddock. So as you can see, it's a vast amount of space that the rears actually have, but they enjoy going around the wood and finding food in the tyres, etc. So for now we'll say goodbye to Brian and Brittany, and we will head down our woodland path, which will then take us to our next paddock. Just take this nice and steady so we don't. So just in front of us here, as I'm going to go through the gate, you should be able to see another paddock approaching us, which is where our goats are. Just go through across our bridge, and you should be able to see Stan's actually doing a fantastic job of standing on his enrichment. So we'll just have a little look at him on his enrichment, if we can get a nicer picture there. So you can see him on his enrichment there, and then we'll go in so you can see them a little bit better. So we'll just walk across. So this is their paddock currently. So we have 4 goats. So we have Stan that you've just seen and his brother Boris. We've had them since they were a year old. So I'm just going to walk across here, and then we'll go actually into their paddock area so we can have a closer look at them and say hello to them. So please just bear with the camera work. So this is paddock 5. So we're just going to go in now. See if we can say hi, if they'll come over and say hi to us. Just let's Stan carry on. So you can see Boris in the background as well. Stan having a lovely time. The idea for that was from a member of staff, but it was actually put into play by the staff and students at the college, and the goats absolutely love playing on there and laying on it in the summer also. I think Stan wants Boris to jump up, but Boris is more interested in what I'm doing. So that's our 2 younger boys. So what we're just going to do now is just carry on watching them while I open the gate. Just going to take you round. So this is our paddock area. So we do try and make sure that we provide enrichment for the goats. We're always asking students and staff, to be honest, to come up with ideas so that we can put those into practice for the goats. So they've got some nice enrichment going on. So what I'm going to do, just go round one of our trees and then head into our other part of the paddock. So what we've done here, we've actually sectioned off a piece of our paddock because we have our older guy, Jeff. Here he is, beautiful boy. Hey mate. So Jeff is 14 and he's an older boy, as you can see. So Cherry's in there keeping him company. She's not as old as Jeff by any means, but he's just there to keep her company. Beautiful boy, and here's Cherry coming in to say hi. So we've sectioned off a piece of it. They don't have as much enrichment in there as the boys do, just purely because with Jeff being older, he does tend to fall over things. Hi Cherry. Say hey. Good girl. We just don't want him falling over things, but he has a few things in there he can scratch on, he can stand up on, and he can enjoy the sun when it's out, and still have a nice time in his paddock, and he's not on his own either. So what we'll do now is we'll just pan back out and head back out of the paddock. Now hopefully Boris will let me out because he's right beside me, escorting me up to the gate. So we'll say bye to Stan and Boris for now. Bye bye. Bye Stan. Bye Boris. See you later. So what we'll do is head through. The boys are just about to, I thought they were just about to have a play then. So we'll just head back out. Through the gate. And we will head over to our small animal unit. Apologies for some of the camera work, just bear with me. Okay, so we're just going to head over now to the main part of our animal unit. So we're just going to go through this gate here. You will see some of the staff working while we're here as well. While I'm doing the video, they're doing the afternoon feeds. So while we're out here, we'll just do a little bit of looking at our bird aviaries. So we've got 3 bird aviaries, and at the moment this is our kakariki aviary. Hopefully we can do a little video on them. That's that aviary. Our second aviary has got our budgies in it. Beautiful budgies. Bless them. We do have about 6 budgies, but I think because it's cold they're not all wanting to come out, and I don't blame them. I think the cockatiels, yep, again because it's cold they're not wanting to come out and say hi. There's just one cockatiel sitting in the doorway. I don't know if I can pan in so you can see him. Just sitting in the doorway waiting to be sorted out for the evening. Here he is. Hey mate. I believe that's Billy, everyone's favourite Billy. So what we'll do now is we'll just pan across and we'll actually go into our rabbit and guinea pig room. So you can see these guys in here. So this is our rabbit and guinea pig room. So just in here we have our rabbit and guinea pig runs. So we have 14 runs in total, housing various rabbits or guinea pigs. So I'm just going to pan across slowly but surely. Again, not giving you any particular information about the animals. That can be done by the videos later. So as you can see, we do have pop hatches for the rabbits, but unfortunately with it being so cold today we haven't let them out. It's been extremely cold. However, yesterday they were out in the sunshine and having a fantastic time. Beautiful bunnies. Hey. Guinea pigs in here. Everyone's just waiting for their afternoon feeds. These are our 2 older rabbits, Candy and Billy. And then just across the room here we have our two little girls that we are also trying to introduce. They're just making an appearance at the right time. We have our other little girl Kira, and we're just trying to introduce her to these guys at the moment. So our plan for these 3 is to have them spayed. We have 3 entire male rabbits and we don't really want them on their own. So these 3 girls are going to be spayed and then be friends, hopefully, with the boys, so that they've got somebody to share the fun with. And then just coming across into our other runs, which are identical but have different rabbits in. So that's one of our entire males. We'll hopefully have a little friend soon. And then we have our guinea pigs and 2 more rabbits. So our runs are identical across the room, so they focus on either side of the room. So we have the middle section where we can do our handling sessions for our students. Just coming across, there's our other entire male sitting at the back there. And then we have more guinea pigs. And last but not least, our last entire male. Beautiful boy. And just as we pan across and leave the rabbit and guinea pig room, we'll just say hi to Charlotte. Say hi. Charlotte is one of our team members, working hard while we're going through all this horribleness at the moment. So we will just head out of the rabbit and guinea pig room and we will see what else we can find. That's the bird aviaries again. And then just panning across here, you can see our cat house. So we have 2 cat houses, they are identical, and we have 4 cats that go out and roam around, and these are their bedtime housing. Otherwise they get into rooms that they shouldn't and set alarms off. So we try to make sure they're in at night, and they have a routine. They now come in, they know what time we do our afternoon feeds, and they actually do come home. So they roam around the campus during the day. Then over here we have one of our tortoise houses. So we have 2 tortoise houses. I'll just show you this one. They are set up identical, they just have different tortoises in. So inside here we have a split division, so the housing is actually split. And then if I can pan across, you can see their housing. So they are set up, and it's nice and warm in here, as it should be. And then we have our other tortoise. I don't know if you can actually see him in the corner there. Not quite under his heat, but probably getting enough heat from where he's sitting. And then that's set up there. So as I say, we have another tortoise shed which has different tortoises in it, but it is set up exactly the same. So we do have a plan for these tortoise sheds, and that is either side of the sheds we're actually going to have some picket fencing put in, and then we're going to put some proper tortoise seeds down so that they can actually just munch whenever they feel like it. Obviously a day like today we wouldn't necessarily have them out, but a nice day like yesterday we can open a pop hatch and they can come out. So it'll be very similar to the rabbit setup, just that they can come out in their own separate area. So it'll be quite a vast area for the tortoises to have. So just coming across here, we will go into our rodent area. You can just see a couple more of the team there working. That's Matt and Alex. So just going into our rodent area, just pan across here, and what we have here are what we call our wall stacks. So these house hamsters and mice. So we have different types of hamsters. We have Syrian, we have lots of dwarf type hamsters, and then across here we have more hamsters and mice also. Obviously most of these animals are nocturnal, so they're not going to be around at the moment. And then I will just walk across here and show you one of our rat cages. Unfortunately we are waiting for new stock to come in, but obviously with the current situation we cannot have them here at the moment. So we currently have 2 older rats in here, bless them, just having a little snooze. And then we have an empty cage awaiting new stock. If I just pan around here so you can see the floor stack. So in here we have gerbils at the top, which I think are hiding under their tunnel, so it looks like we have an empty tank. And then below them there you can probably just see a rodent running around. That's a degu. Just zoom in a little bit. They're very quick, and probably, don't know if he's going to have a little go in his wheel. This is no. And then I'm just going to pan across to the other identical setup, however has different animals in. So in here we have mice, which are not very active at the front here. The ones behind them are. And then again we have another degu down the bottom. So I'm just going to walk around these floor stacks, as we call them, just to give you an idea of the room as we're walking around. And you can see these mice are having a lovely time. They've literally just been cleaned out. So obviously while we're here, we're not just feeding and watering the animals, we need to make sure that we're cleaning their accommodation also and looking after all of their health and welfare needs. So you can see the mice there just having a little bit of a lovely time in there. And then again below them there's another degu. I think he must be asleep. because he's not there. So we're just going to come back up and just move across again and just go and have a look at some of our chinchillas and dagus. So we have our chinchilla and dagu cages here. So what you'll notice is all our mammals have name labels. They are all named. The only ones we don't name really are our cockroaches, although they are called the Collins or the Collets, because there's just too many. However, all our mammals do have names. They're either named by students or staff, depending on when they arrive. Obviously, at the moment, if we did have any animals arriving, it would be staff mainly that would be naming them. But again, being these guys are nocturnal, they're actually sleeping at the moment. So we'll just pan around the room to just come back to show you the dagus and just show you the vastness of the room. Again, we have a couple of empty cages, again, due to awaiting new stock. And then we have our setup with our dagus. These are our female dagus. So all the single dagus were male. This is our big group of female dagus. So just coming through one of our doors that's in our rodent room, we're going to head through into our rainforest room. So these are all animals that need to be kept damp, need to be kept sprayed, and their humidity needs to be kept high. So these guys here, you can probably just see them in the corner. These are the collets, so these are our female cockroaches in the corner there. And then we'll just come up to our crested geckos, if we can find any. I can see one there, whether we can get a good enough vision on it. There you can see one of our crested geckos there. And then again, we have another crested gecko across there. Beautiful, just hanging. And then as we come down from that cage, we then have an African helmeted turtle called Neil. He's just blending in with the soil there, just so no one can see him. So we'll just come back up to the cresties. There is 3 in there, but I'm not sure where the third one is. So what we'll do is we will just come across, as you can see, back into the rodent room there, and then we come across the room. Unfortunately, we do have an empty tank at the moment. We're just having a slight change around in here, and we've just acquired some new species that do not need a tank that big. So we're just having a little bit of a change around. So in this tank here, we actually have an American horned frog, otherwise known as a Pac-Man frog. Again, nocturnal and also buried. You're not necessarily going to see that. We have millipedes, but again, buried down, you're not going to see them, and salamander. Again, hopefully the team will get some of these animals out and give you some facts and figures around these animals. And then working our way across here, we have our Collins. See if we can focus in on a Collin. So again, cockroach. Collin at the cockroach. And then across here we have our hermit crabs. Not doing a lot, hanging around. And then across this way we have our royal python tank. Apologies for my reflection in the camera there, but this is our royal python tank. I'm just going to scan down because it's quite a big tall enclosure, just so you can see all of the space that they have here. And again, they're just hiding away at the moment. And then we'll just come round to our stick insects. And there's one there just displaying beautifully. These are Zombro stick insects, so they're slightly bigger than your Indian stick insects. And then we're just going to zoom round and just show you Medusa, who's probably not out. This is her tank. So this is Medusa's tank. She's a milk snake, but we've actually realised she's a completely different milk snake to the ones that we have in our desert room. So what we're going to do is just go back out and go back through our rodent room and back through another door that leads off of our rodent room into our desert area. So we'll just pan across again so you can just see the chinchillas as we're walking through. Again, very quiet, nocturnal, and not the right time for them to be active. Just gonna pan around and then just show you Pacino, but I think he's asleep also. So we have a single male rat as well. Again, as I say, we're awaiting new stock, so we are slightly limited on rodents currently, but our situation at the moment, obviously we can't have new stock coming in. So this is now coming into our desert area. So we do unfortunately have some species of animals in here that should be in our rainforest room. However, room is not allowing us to have them. So we will be having some millipedes in there again. It's set up ready, but with the current situation, we're not able to have the millipedes currently. We then have 4 vivariums here with snakes in. So we have 2 king snakes, the top 2 are king snakes. We then have Junior, who's a corn snake, and Cass, who is a milk snake. And the top 2 snakes, I'm sorry I didn't give you their names, is Frankie and Merlin. Okay, and then I'm just going to come back round this way, trying not to take the camera too quickly. And then just down here we have Ned, one of our bearded dragons, and our other bearded dragon is Denzel. Just show you Denzel. He's there, beautiful boy. We also have African land snails in here, and we then come across the room and we have another set of vivariums, slightly smaller, but these are ideal for our leopard geckos, who again are nocturnal, so it just looks like we have vivariums with newspaper and plants in, but we do have leopard geckos in there. We then come across to our other vivariums, which currently house our 3 blue-tongued skinks. Lily has a date of birth of the 1st of February 1995. I'm just going to leave that fact with you there for you to think about. So that's our desert area. So I'm just going to come back round the room, and then I'm actually going to go back outside and show you our outside paddock area. Just trying not to go too quickly for you. So we're going to go back out into our rodent area and back round. So we're just going to say hi to Matt while he's coming in. Hi. This is Matt, who's one of our team members. This is Billy Ray and Jolene. They're our 2 older chickens, and they have a separate pen outside, which I'll explain when we go out. Night night, you two. So we'll just leave Matt setting those guys up. So we're just going to head back out now of our rodent area and back out into our paddock area. And as we're coming round, you can see our other cat house, which I think everyone's in and shut up for the night. And if I just pan round, you can see Alex in the background there, and our other tortoise house, which is identical, and again we'll have picket fencing either side. So I'm just going to pan back round, come round to our Terrapin house, see who's in here. So this is our Terrapin house, which is nice and warm. I didn't quite get the camera there quick enough. There was one sitting out on the table. So we have the ladders and the tables with the heat lamps, etc., so they can come out and dry themselves off. And then they have a land area as well, so they can get up and dry themselves off completely. Both ponds are fairly similar set up. With our filters, etc. So that's our Terrapin house. I'm just going to head back out and head round out through our paddock areas. So as we're just walking up here, we're just going to say hi to Alex.
Hello.
Hi. Doing some of the afternoon duties ready for the animals. So we'll just head through the gate and see who we can find through here. So just through here we have our 3 donkeys that we have on foster from the donkey sanctuary. This is their field shelter and concrete area. So just because the weather's not so great at the moment, we're keeping them in overnight. So they've been out during the day on the grass, and now they're in having their afternoon feed. You can't really see them very well. Just pan in a little bit, see if we can see anyone just about in the background there. And then you can just see their paddock area here. So if you look in the background, you can see where I was from the very start of this tour, and you can see the rears at the back. So this is all of the donkey paddock. So as we head across here, we have another paddock which houses our chickens and ducks. Currently, due to the afternoon feeds, everyone's being shut away, so the chickens and ducks have chance to be out all day, and then we do shut them away at night. So I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see the chickens. So we have the 4 chickens there, which are Barb-Ducal crosses. We then have our cool ducks. In there. So with the Barb-Ducal chickens, the one standing upright looking at everyone is Lemon Sherbet, and he has decided he's going to take over the paddock. Hence why Billy Ray and Jolene, unfortunately, are having to be in this makeshift pen for now, just so they can still get some outside space but be safe, because Lemon Sherbet obviously wants to be the king of the castle. And then we have our 4 silky chickens also. So that's our paddock area for these guys. So we'll just wander across here. You can just see Brian in the background. So I'm just going to pan across here and just see if we can have a look at our cats. Don't think anybody's out. So this is our cattery. We have 3 cats in here, and they were hand reared. They do come out on harnesses, so they're not shut in there all of the time, and obviously that's part of our job while we're here, to make sure they do get out and get some exercise also. Otis is a little bit reluctant, but we also have Pumpkin and Maria who do like to come out. So that's their cattery area. So they have a nice indoor area where they can stay nice and warm, and then they can come out and get some fresh air also. So just walking across from the cattery, we then have our ferret house. So this is due to be taken down and a new house put in. As you can see, it's white, so it sticks out compared to all the other housing that we have. This is due to be done shortly. Unfortunately, it was due to be done soon, but again, with the current situation, we're not able to do that. So we'll just go in and see if anyone's out and about in the ferret house. Don't think there is. Don't think anybody's out, but these are our runs. So this ferret house is going to look very different when it is completed. So these are their run areas that they have, and then they actually have a bedding area at the top with a pop hatch, and again it has a ladder so they can come up and down as they please, and they can come upstairs if they want to be snoogly. So I'm just going to take you around the back of our ferrets, because due to the afternoon feeds, a lot of the animals have now been put to bed. So we'll come just to pan around so you can see the extent of the ferret house as we leave it. Okay, so this is going to look very different for us very soon. So I'm just going to head round the back of the ferret house just so I can show you our last few animals that we have here at the college. So just go through these gates. So this bit here is actually behind the ferret house, and we're just entering in here now. So these animals are only in here as a nighttime precaution, so it's for their safety as well as other animal safety. So these are Almara, the other young ladies at the back. I'll just see if I can pan in. So the one at the front is Floyd, and then we have Belle at the back looking out, wishing she was still outside. But it's for their safety as well over night time. So this is their indoor housing currently as it stands. Again, we have some new options for them moving forward. and they're beautiful as part of our collection. And then just across here we have our Cayuga ducks, and they are a lot bigger than our cool ducks, and during the day again they go out and they actually graze and roam around with our donkey, so we put them into their donkey paddock. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed our virtual tour today. As I said at the beginning of this, hopefully the rest of the team will do, and they will do some extra videos and take some extra pictures to keep you updated on a lot of the animals. So if there's anything you wanted to see specifically, let us know in the comments below, and we will make sure that we get those animals out for you to see and try and answer any of your questions. That's the end of the tour. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.